The human cost of the Israel-Hamas war is catastrophic. On average, 250 Palestinians in Gaza are killed every day, half of them children. More than 25,000 in total and counting. Almost 2 million people have been driven from their homes, with starvation stalking many of the survivors. Israel's government has ruled out a ceasefire, saying it's pursuing the war to attain 3 objectives.
חיסול החמאס, השבת כל חטופינו, והבטחה שעזה לעולם לא תהווה עוד איום על ישראל.
The first goal, the elimination of Hamas, began with a declaration of war the day after the horrific slaughter in Israel of approximately 1,200 people on October 7th. 20 days later, following an intensive air bombardment, 4 Israeli divisions, drawing on more than 300,000 reservists, crossed into Gaza, attempting to take control of the north and Gaza City. Israel claims it has killed up to 9,000 Hamas operatives and fighters.
Many of them.
Aaron Bregman is a war studies professor in London and a former Israeli artillery officer who took part in Israel's 1982 invasion of Lebanon.
The Israelis are moving in the Gaza Strip like a herd of elephants, moving forward very slowly with a lot of power, with one of the objectives being to protect themselves and not to suffer too many casualties.
So militarily,
Noor Arafat is a Palestinian scholar from occupied East Jerusalem.
I think that Hamas has suffered losses, no doubt, but it remains an effective military power on the ground. Even when commanders of certain units actually were killed, these units were able to continue fighting under their deputies.
Underground, where Israel's military estimates at least 500 kilometers of tunnels are used by Hamas to hide fighters and to manufacture rockets, much of the labyrinth appears to still be functioning, despite the horrendous bombardment above.
It's clear that Hamas still has control over many of the tunnels and can still surprise Israeli soldiers.
Now, the Israelis do not want to go into the tunnels, because if they do go into the tunnels to fight Hamas, they lose all their advantages. They do not have air support, they do not have tank support. It is very likely when this war is over, we will have 2 things in place remaining in the Gaza Strip. Number 1, Hamas. Number 2, the tunnel system.
Freeing all of the hostages still held by Hamas remains another unfulfilled Israeli war goal.
התהליך יושג רק כתוצאה מלחץ צבאי. אם נעצור את הלחץ הצבאי, אנחנו נחרוץ את גורלם להישאר בעזה, כי לחמאס לא תהיה שום מוטיבציה לדון או לדבר איתנו. הם מדברים איתנו רק כשהם רוצים משהו. המשהו הזה היום זה שקט. ברגע שאתה נותן להם שקט, מבלי לגבות על זה מחיר, הם לא ידברו איתך.
So far, just 1 hostage, Private Ori Megadish, has been rescued by Israel's military. 105 were released during the November ceasefire with Hamas. At least 3 were killed by Israeli troops by mistake. Israel estimates 27 others have died in captivity. Hamas claims some of those were killed by Israeli airstrikes.
The only way to release the hostages is through negotiations. You cannot do it by the use of force. The government tries to convince the people of Israel that the military operation helps to secure the release of the hostages. This is nonsense.
Israel states its third goal is to ensure the militant group does not threaten Israel again.
I think that Israel is trying to find any symbolic victory. And they think that killing big leaders of Hamas would give them some semblance of victory.
Most of Hamas's key leaders appear to still be alive, including Yahya Sinwar, the October 7th mastermind.
I assume that he is sitting there in his tunnel just waiting for the war to end, for him to survive, even with less troops, with less mortars, with less missiles, with no officers, with no computers, is a sort of victory.
Shalom.
Israel's government refuses to spell out its vision for a post-war arrangement so that, as Netanyahu puts it, Gaza will never be a threat again. But Noor Arafeh says that cannot be accomplished through war.
The declared goal by Israel, which is to defeat Hamas, cannot be attained because Hamas is not simply a military organization. It's a political force and it's an ideology.
Despite Israel's failure to attain its key war objectives, public opinion surveys suggest within Israel, most people still support continuing combat operations. But increasingly, any kind of potential Israeli victory is looking further and further away from what its leaders have promised.